and welcome to another Wednesday night supper club video. Today I'm going to be making some vegetarian sausage rolls with a lovely beetroot sauce. My goal in life is to make people feel confident and creative in their kitchens. So what I'm going to be doing is using a base recipe for the vegetarian sausage rolls, but making it my own with the addition of some ingredients that I had that were going manky in my fridge. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish chopping up my mushrooms. I've got a mix of Swiss browns and just regular button mushrooms here. So roughly chop them. And then we're going to saute them off in a little bit of olive oil with some thyme, just to get rid of the moisture because no one wants soggy sausage rolls. So I've got a pan that's nice and hot. I'm just going to put in the smallest amount of olive oil. You don't really need much because the mushrooms are going to produce a lot of their own liquid anyway. So put our mushrooms in with some thyme that I've grown myself, and then we're just going to sweat them up. So you can see in the pan the mushrooms have released a lot of liquid. We just want to keep on sweating those mushrooms off until that liquid has dried off. We've reduced a lot of the moisture away. You can see the pan's quite dry there. So that's what we wanted. We wanted all of that moisture gone. Just going to add in a splash of dry sherry for some flavour. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to put that in my pudding basin here and leave that to cool and get on with our beetroot sauce. I've not made this before, so we're winging it here. Guided cooking tells me exactly what to do. So the first step is to preheat the oven to 200, which I've done. Line a baking tray, voila, with baking paper. Our next step is to put the prepared tray onto the mixing bowl lid. 600 grams of beetroot. There's some I prepared earlier. Hopefully it's enough, otherwise I have got a spare one here if I need to peel and cut that one up. 5:30, I am going to need the spare one. Just top and tail. I ended up with pink hands from this. To me, it's a badge of honour that I've done something creative in the kitchen. So the harder the vegetable, the smaller you cut it. Some red onion. Well, I didn't have red onion. I had brown. Again, using what I've got rather than making a special trip to the shop. 1 carrot, which is already cut up. That's garlic clove and a fresh green chilli. You can leave the chilli out if you don't like chilli at all. Mix that around. Next step is to drizzle that with some olive oil. I reckon that's about 3 tablespoons. Then we're going to stir that all around. Make sure that it's all coated with the oil. And then I'm going to put that in the oven for 40 minutes at 200. We're moving on now into the filling for our sausage rolls. So the recipe calls for 1 brown onion cut in halves. 3 seconds is all it takes to chop an onion. The recipe calls for dried oregano. I've just got some dried herbs that I grew and microwaved them in the oven to dry them out. So I'll put in a good pinch of those. It's roughly a tablespoon. 100 grams of walnuts. 90 grams of rolled oats. I've actually increased the oats a little bit because I'm not sure how the moisture from the mushrooms is going to go. And I might put the mushrooms in at the same time now. 3 seconds, speed 6. Add the 3 eggs. Now when you're shelling eggs, there used to be a hack where you could put a little bit of the shell and pick out any shells that you had accidentally got into the eggs. Please don't do that, because if there's any salmonella on the eggshell at all, you're getting another point of entry into your eggs. So use your fingers or use a teaspoon. 150 grams of feta cheese cut into cubes. I just crumbled mine. That's a little bit over, but I love cheese. Who doesn't? 1 tablespoon of tamari or soy sauce. Some breadcrumbs. Again, I've added maybe 5 to 10 grams more just because I'm not sure about the mushrooms. So that's been in there for 20 seconds. I'll just add some cracked pepper for personal taste. There's our filling. So I've just got some sheets of puff pastry here. Make sure you take the plastic off. I did have some sausage rolls I made many years ago that the plastic was clear, not blue like this one is, and I did leave the plastic on the puff pastry, and then I had to chuck them all out because they had plastic in them. So our pastry sheets have thawed a little. I'm just going to cut them in half, get some filling out and put it along the long edge, and then we just pick it up and then roll it. It can be messy. Just going to roll it into a roll like that. Then with a serrated knife, I'm just going to cut them into little sausage rolls. Place them on our baking paper. Brush them with some milk. Sprinkle with some sesame seeds. And now we bake for 20 minutes in 200 oven until crisp and golden. So I've just got our roasted vegetables out of the oven. I did stir them once halfway through just to make sure that they were all cooking evenly. Our recipe says to now put the roasted vegetables in the Thermomix. Some apple cider vinegar. Make sure our scales are tared back to 0. 30 grams of coconut sugar. Some olive oil. Half a teaspoon of dried thyme. Again, I'm using those dried herbs that I've done myself. Half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Half a teaspoon of ground coriander. Half a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to cook that for 20 minutes until soft. While our sauce has been cooking, our sausage rolls are now golden brown and delicious. So it's been 20 minutes, our vegetables have cooked down nicely. So I've just given them a quick stir and I'm just about to blend them up. I did have to put more oil in to get a better consistency, and I also added some salt and pepper. Look at that glorious colour. So let's give our vegetarian sausage rolls with beetroot ketchup a whirl. Now that is really good, even if I say so myself. Thank you for watching another Wednesday night supper club video. Don't forget, hit subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you on the line soon. Thanks.